Thank you, and welcome back to our program. I hope you all enjoyed your dinner. As a first generation college graduate, I am proud to be here to speak on behalf of Cristo Rey and Williams, two phenomenal institutions that have granted me with the universal gift of access, education. The promise of this gift is what brought me to Cristo Rey in the first place. You see, I spent my freshman year at a different high school and decided to leave because I was not being challenged academically and felt that I was capable of much more than was expected of me. I spoke to a friend about my intention to transfer, and she told me that I should apply to her school, which was called Cristo Rey. I checked out the school's website and was immediately impressed by photos of students in their professional clothes and the description of the school's corporate work-study program, things so very different than my previous high school. As a school that supplemented its students' academics with corporate work experience, I knew that Cristo Rey was the place that would hold me to a higher standard and help me actualize my potential. After talking to my mom, I filled out and submitted my paperwork to enroll at Cristo Rey the following fall. Whenever I think back to the moment that I handed in my application, I'm overcome with a wave of delight and gratitude because it was a turning point that would allow me to learn many of life's lessons early and thus would make me who I am today. For instance, as a person who dreaded math, taking the school's first pre-calculus course taught me early on that failure is not a death sentence, but rather an opportunity for improvement. Performing a duet during the annual talent show helped me confront and overcome my stage fright, which later allowed me to muster the courage to deliver the class speech at graduation and to be here tonight. Working with adults as the only teenager at an insurance firm instilled me with the confidence and experience that would serve me well when applying for jobs later on in life. I appreciate Cristo Rey for all the ways it has helped me surmount obstacles in my life, but the main reason I fell in love with Cristo Rey was because of how much the people there cared about me and made me feel like I mattered. I was reminded of this on many occasions. Like during our senior retreat, when we were surprised with heartfelt letters from our families expressing how proud they were of us for our accomplishments. The letter from my mom got me choked up, but the tears really started flowing when I realized that my math teachers, Miss Riley and Mr. DePasquale, had written me letters as well. I still have them in my special keepsake box. In the summer of my junior year, when I was at Georgetown for an enrichment program for Cristo Rey Network students, and Mr. Ford drove down to DC with his family to visit my classmate and I and take us out to dinner. I missed home a lot that summer, and it was so nice to have a piece of it there with us in DC, even if it was only for one day. Or when Father Parks personally organized the transportation for a college counselor to drive another classmate and me up to visit Amherst College. That trip helped me realize that Amherst maybe wasn't the right fit for me. And eventually, my guidance counselor, Miss Mankiti, who's here tonight, helped me realize that Williams was. Even during my time as a student worker, a role I consider an extension of my life at Cristo Rey, my supervisors at Marsh and McLennan Companies made me feel like I was an important asset to their team. Though I was shy at first, they made it easy for me to ask questions, implement feedback, and take initiative when it came to completing projects and assignments. And when they found out that I had gotten into Williams, they took me out to lunch the very next day to celebrate. All these people have played a huge part in my success simply because they believed in me and were there when I needed them. For that, I'm eternally grateful. After graduating Cristo Rey, it has always been my mission to honor what my teachers did for me by continuing to strive for excellence and by paying it forward to others. Williams played a huge part in making that possible because it gave me plenty of opportunities to be of service to others. The summer after my freshman year, I worked as a residential assistant for the Urban Scholars Program. During those 3 weeks, 12 girls from high schools in New York City got the chance to take 3 college preparatory courses as well as experience the beauty of the Purple Valley. From taking them to see plays like King Lear and answering the questions about what it was like to be in college, I deeply enjoyed getting to know those girls and preparing them for the next steps in their lives. I knew from then on that I wanted to continue to work with youth in a way that would help them become the best versions of themselves. When I wasn't in class or studying or napping, I was at Williamstown Elementary School helping 4th and 5th graders with their homework. And my junior year, when I got the irresistible urge to travel abroad for winter study, I went to Uganda to help a group of youth open an internet cafe to generate revenue for their HIV activism efforts. And when the time finally came for me to walk across the stage on commencement day and become the first college graduate in my family, I knew I'd be leaving Williams to return home to the South Bronx to become a teacher, enriching young minds with the gift of knowledge as my teachers at Cristo had done for me. Teaching has been tough in many respects, but the reward lies in the opportunity it gives me to be a mentor for my students. Whether I've helped my first graders learn to read a word they'd never seen before, taught them how to add using a number line, or given them a pep talk after a distressing moment, I know that their time spent in my classroom will build the foundation for the success that they will continue to experience in their lives. And I know that because that's exactly what Cristo and Williams has done for me. Thank you.